Do you know what was embarrassing? I was doing skull crushes, which is a tricep exercise. So I'm using like an easy curl bar, and I put on like the minimum amount of weights because that really like I could do that for a set of 12 before I couldn't. So I'm moving on to the next one because I passed that. But the guy next to me had like so many weights on his, and he was just like fucking cranking through them, and I was like, oh, it'd be nice to get to one day. What did I do this week? I feel like I had quite an eventful week, but unfortunately, I feel like my social meter is like really high right now. So even though I'm looking at my Google Calendar, and like, holy shit, I did have an eventful week. But even though I still don't feel like I've expended all my social energy, unfortunately. I think because today was a bit of a slow day as well. Basically what I've started doing is tracking everything I do in Google Calendar, just for like memories, I guess. But it's also nice to look back at it and be like, okay, here's all the stuff that I kind of did. And sometimes I look at something and it's like such a prominent memory in my head, like when I went to Top Golf on Thursday, but it's like an hour. It's just like one small slot. I bought a book yesterday. I went to Waterstones, and a few years ago, I think it was definitely during the pandemic times, I watched Poirot, Murder on the Orient Express, the adaptation of the book by Agatha Christie. And I remember watching it and thinking it was very mediocre. And then it got to I'm not going to say what the reveal is because spoilers, but it got to the reveal about like, you know, it's a murder mystery. Who did it? And I was like, holy shit, that reveal was so good. I wish I read the book instead. Proceeded to completely forget I even had that thought. And then I was just browsing. So then I went to Waterstones, like in between cafe hopping, and I was browsing, just browsing through the book sections. And I saw, dude, I'm a fucking idiot. I saw like all the Agatha Christie books. And the way they usually do the books is like, it's by spine, right? So you like, this is the spine of the book, and then you have the thing. But sometimes they have the book, like the front cover on showcase. I was looking through the spines being like, I can't see Murder on Orient Express, but because I didn't realize they were just like showcasing it right in front of my face. But anyway, I ended up buying it yesterday. And the cashiers at like bookstores are really friendly. They'll just talk to you about the books you're buying. But yeah, like people at the bookstore are like way more friendly. I remember when I went to that same Waterstones with my cousin, and I was just talking to him about like, oh, this is the book I read. This is Thursday Murder Club. I think this is the same one this is a different series by the same author. And then one of the workers there was like, oh, yeah, like joined in the conversation. I was like, oh, fair enough. And then that was like months ago. And then I went Saturday, yesterday. Like I was buying the book, and the cashier with me were talking about like, I'm buying it because of the blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I ended up reading the book in 2 days. It's only 280 pages, but I did a lot of cafe hopping this weekend, so I just had the time to read it. It was an okay book. And like the ending was so different between the two. Like the ending was the same, the reveal was the same, but the way Poirot handles it is like so different. It's actually quite funny. And also a slight problem with physical books. If I'm reading on my phone, I don't get distracted easily. Like, if I'm in a cafe shop and I'm eavesdropping on conversations, I can eavesdrop easily and, like, also read easily, as weird as that sounds. But if I have a physical book, I struggle with that so much more. So I think for the first 99 pages, I was kind of drifting in and out of the book because I was just eavesdropping on people's conversations at cafe hopping, when I was cafe hopping. That's, like, such an underrated fun thing about hopping, like just being in cafes, just hearing other people's drama and gossip. People that talk about work stuff and drama stuff, they shouldn't be talking out in public either. If I was reading properly, like having a physical book and sitting at home and trying to read, I'm not doing it. My brain's just not going to let me do it. I don't read my books in my. I don't think I read any books in my flat. Whereas on the commute, if I had a book on the commute as well, like I'm probably less likely to take it out because it's a thing I have to do. Whereas my phone's already out and it's easy to like just get to, so I can just like do that, click on an app, now reading. But that's the thing. I think the problem with like classic books is you have a classic book and then you have all the other books that were inspired by it, and like all the branches and sub niches that keep just going down and down. And so I will read a book down that tree, but damn, this book's really good. But if I go back to the original book, which started everything, or you know, popularized everything, it'd be more like an appreciation read of like, oh, okay, let me go back to the classics, as opposed to like genuinely, yeah. See, like you genuinely being interested in something like that. Then we go out and go to a karaoke place, which is good. It's like it was so weird. It was like a bowling karaoke thing. That part isn't weird. It just like I walked in and I felt like I was 16 again because I'd been, you know, those are the places you went to when you were 16. And I was like, whoa. And in fact, I was talking to someone else about it. I was like, oh, I messaged you. Because they were like, why didn't you message me at 3 a.m? And I was like, because I was on the bus stop just waiting. So I was just like handling life admin on my phone. Because night buses take ages to come. And then I was like, yeah, I was just, we just went out here. And she was like, oh, you went to this specific place I went to. And I was like, oh, I guess everyone knows it. I just didn't know about it. So we did that. We finished the karaoke session, which was like a 2-hour karaoke session. I don't know how, I've never been karaoke before. That was like the first time. It was quite fun. I actually like singing. I'm really bad at it. Like I can't sing, but I actually really like the physical act of singing. I've always known this and it's making me want to do lessons, but I can't add another expensive hobby into my already so many fucking hobbies that cost me money. And I said drop another hobby, but I don't know what hobby I want to drop yet. But yeah, it's really fun, like proper physical workout as well. Part of fun of singing is not being good at it. I think that is the part of karaoke, but which I agree. And I think it was a good session as well. Like I've never been karaoke, so I don't know how they often go. But I think it was good because everyone was singing. Not everyone all the time, but like 90% of the room was singing, right? 2 people were on the mics. And so you just rotate people and stuff, and it was really good. And then so that was like the main event. And then after we went to, well, me and someone else, we split because we were like, all right, I think it's time to go home. But also we were both really fucking hungry. But so we got really hungry. So then it was like the last part of the night where me and her, we just walked to a McDonald's, which was like 20 minutes away. So we just ended up doing like a 20-minute walk, which was nice to sober up a bit because my mate was pouring me like the drink. So I had like I tried Malibu because he had it in his flat and I was like, oh, I'll try it. And then I tried rum and Coke. But I saw in the Malibu, it felt like I got 4 shots in like 1 pour, whereas like, you know, you expect 1 shot per pour. And then rum and Coke, it felt Malibu was maybe like 3-4 shots because I drank it and I was like, I think I'm tipsy already, which is crazy. And then the rum and Coke felt like 4 shots, so I felt like I had like 8 servings in like 1 because I had to keep distilling down the Coke. It was just so strong. But yeah, so then that helped sober us up a bit, and then we had the McDonald's. I think I fucking hate McDonald's, especially without the drink. I think the drink saves McDonald's and the fries to a degree, but every time I have it like raw without the drink, it just tastes like shit. And even even though I was drunk eating the McDonald's, it was just so bad. I just can't mess with it anymore. And even it was like the Philly cheesesteak they have a promo going on in the UK, and that's my favorite one. But now I think I've just sworn off it. I have a bit of a problem. I really want a batting cage, like indoor batting cage. I did it. There was a place, there was like a bar batting cage kind of hybrid thing in London, but it closed down. And it was good for a hybrid thing, but I wanted like a dedicated batting cage. There's one roughly, well, not near me, but like I can get to with somewhat minimal difficulty. However, it's very expensive. It's like, I think it's 35 quid for half an hour. So I never went to it. But what me and someone else at work was talking about was like, oh, we should try Topgolf. Oh, he's golfed before. Like, he's done Topgolf before, but I haven't. I was like, oh, we should try Topgolf. We should do Topgolf. And so we ended up actually going on Thursday. And man, if there was a reminder of how shit my hand-eye coordination is, it is golf. I also think golf is just a weird sport to play with, like you have to be in like such a certain position to do stuff, which you're like, well, that's all sports. You have to be in like certain positions and, you know, work out certain hand-eye coordination and stuff. But golf is just so, it feels so, maybe because I'm doing it wrong, it feels so rigid and just awkward to do. So it was really bad. It was only right at the end where I managed to actually get quite a few. I could actually hit the ball and it would go flying. A lot of the times the ball would just kind of go for the tip and go straight. Because apparently I wasn't hitting it right. Like the top of the golf club was hitting the top of the ball. I was trying to think, we were like trying to micromanage my fit. The other 2 people I went with actually not knew how to golf, but like had got top golf before. It was just very irregularly. So they were like hitting it proper. But it was a lot of fun. And I want to kind of go again, especially because I feel like it's because I just want to do a indoor batting cage. But because there's no batting cage, I feel like I'm just left with Top Golf. So it's just kind of like, okay, that's the more popular thing people do around here. I'll do that. The coat I would wear doesn't have a hood, so I had to bring an umbrella. And my umbrella right now, I bought an umbrella from fucking Sainsbury's for 15 quid very recently, like a month and a half ago or so. It's already fucking broken. The wind fucked it up. It was literally one gust of wind and it just immediately bent the wires in. And so I bent it back out and then one thing snapped and I was like, oh, motherfucker. But I just bought this umbrella. I guess this is why you buy like a good sturdy umbrella. And the problem with me is because I'm so short, when I put the umbrella up, that's actually like eye level with a lot of people. So I have to be extra careful and not stop poking people in the eye, especially with the wind fucking flying everywhere. Which is, to be fair, a very funny situation to be in.